Hi everyone, welcome back to Rusty Ways Gravel. Today we are going to East Lothian to have a look at the East Lothian Rough Stuff Audax route. It was something that was done a while ago, I think. I didn't do it, but I was aware of it. So today we are going to do a modified version of it over this unseasonably warm November day. Today's ride is a modification of the original route and is around 70 kilometers distance with 550 meters of climbing. We will set off from Criterium Cycles and head into Dalkeith Country Park, on up to the Carberry estate and the hills over the back of Trinent. We will drop down onto the old railway behind Ormiston, through Butterdean Woods and meander our way to Haddington. From there we pick up another old railway line for some fast gravel to Longniddry and weave past all the new housing developments to McMurray. We head back to the Ormiston to Pencaitland railway route, back up behind Carberry Woods and across into Dalkeith before retracing our steps back to the start. We're starting here outside Criterium Cycles, my spiritual home. Luckily it's closed, so I'm not tempted to go and peruse the mountain bikes I'm thinking about buying for when I do the rougher things on my rides. So my bank balance and my wife will thank me for that, but I'm slightly disappointed. But what can you do? You have to ride when you have to ride. Before we set off, just want to quickly say thank you to everybody who supported the channel, helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. You're all legends. Whether you financially supported or just morally supported, you're all equally awesome. So thank you to everybody who's done that. One more thing from before I end the waffle, there is another group going off from Edinburgh doing this ride actually the same time as me. I was going to join them, but I thought I'd probably be too slow with all my filming faff. So we may see them on the way, and if we do, we'll have a little chat to them maybe, see what they're up to. Okay, let's leave and go cycling. So we're just heading into Dalkeith Country Park now. That little route behind Dobbies and Criterium, always wanted to try that. Nice little bridle way. Some noisy birds around here. But yeah, nice little bridle way. Enjoyed that a little bit. We'll now pop our way through the country park and head up to the first climb of the day, Carberry Hill. Although a lot of this first section is on small roads, quite a lot of it has this dedicated cycle path on the side, so when you get to the busier roads it's still fairly safe, which is one of the things I like about this area. You don't have to go on the big roads if you don't need to. So this should be the last bit of like main road that we have to do, just up the hill behind Carberry. I used to do this all the time, this road climb, when I was on my road bike, back in the road bike days. And I've not been up here for many a year. So I wonder how slower I am today. I used to nip up here on the commute. So it is nice to be back in East Lothian actually. Like, This is where I first discovered road cycling when I lived out here, and it's a fantastic area for it. So many roads, all quiet as well. But one of the things that I always noticed when I cycled out here was the wind direction. So if ever you left from Edinburgh to go to like North Berwick or something, it was always amazing because you had tailwind. And then coming back west again was always a headwind. So I don't know if I'm going to get that again today as well. So there we go, left the roads now for a little while. We'll just go along the Trinent Alps. This lovely little gravel track that goes all the way along into Trinent. So we're going to drop down onto the Ormiston Pencaillen Railway and weave our way over to Butterdean Woods. It's turning out to be a fantastic morning. That sun is fantastic. Excellent, in fact, you might even say. There's Carberry Tower over there. That's a good road climb. Getting up over there towards that transmitter if you ever fancy a little challenge. We're not doing that today though. Let's go down there. Good chance to check out these Bontrager tyres in the slippery mud. So far doing pretty good. It's quite gloopy along here. Seems popular with the horses. So between the bike tracks and the horse hoof prints, it's a bit churned up. But we made it. Tyres did a good job. Just be careful coming down onto the Ormiston to Pencaillen Railway down this track. It is fast, it is fun, but it's also a single track and there's steps and a width restrictor at the end, not to mention walkers. So yeah, you may want to go belting down there, but just be careful. At least not for that sudden trap at the end there. So we've left the Ormiston Railway, that's New Winton over there, and the Hibs training pitches. Used to hear them shouting and screaming all the time. Quiet at about 8:30 in the morning though, on a Sunday. Slackers. Oh, these little interconnecting forestry trails around East Lothian are absolutely fantastic. I've missed these. Right, we've meandered our way across various parts of East Lothian and we're now at Butterdean Woods. I accidentally rode through a bramble as well, so I've sliced my legs up, but the jersey held up well actually. No slices out of that. Well done, Endura. Good winter jersey. Look at that though. Do you reckon Frank will catch me along there? Let's put him up and see what happens. That's a nice little blast there through Butterdine, straight through. Fast and flowy, I like it. Right, we're just gonna meander across some country lanes again before our next bit of off-roading. We should be behind McMurray about now, on our way over to Haddington. So let's get some thoughts on this then, this grit fest. I would say this is like the quintessential gravel bike terrain. You got little off-road sections interspersed with nice little bits of road, exactly what these bikes were made for. It's quite a nice departure from my usual routes where I'm probably arguably on more mountain bike terrain. So it's quite nice just to be able to bimble along. Nothing's been too technical so far at all fairly easy to follow. Nice and flat as well, crucially. But yes, this is perfect, easy gravel bike terrain. Loving this. It's the old Lammermuirs out there, not up there today. So we did about 1 kilometre on the main Pengateland to Haddington main road. Just be careful along there. It is a national speed limit and sometimes 50, but I've seen people go way above 70, 80 miles an hour along there, and I don't expect to see cyclists. So that's probably the most dangerous part of the route we've done so far. It's that cheeky little back road. But we're off it now and into this lovely country lane again. I don't know if that recorded. GoPro is being particularly temperamental today. It's overheating. That's how warm it is. It's overheating in November. So we've left the road and we popped on the little cycle park into Haddington now. The track along the side of it, you can do that if you want to. It's a bit technical in places, but you can always just bypass it and take the road on. But here we are in Haddington. We'll go along the edge of it. There's places to stop here if you want coffee breaks and stuff. I'm not. I'm going to keep going. I've got my lunch in my front bar bag, so I won't be stopping. But let's get through Haddington and onto the old railway line. That Haddington railway track, one of my all-time favourites. If you ever get the chance to do it, go and do it. It is lovely. A lovely little track. We're at Longniddry now. 2 lunch stops if you come in this way. There's the Longniddry Inn, although you probably won't be able to move after their portions are huge, but also delicious. And there's a little cafe just further up the road, which is probably more suitable for a cycling stop. So we're going to go along the edge of the Longniddry road and see if we can get ourselves up back towards Tranent via Blindwells. Now there's a load of housing development going on along there, so I don't know if the track still exists, but we're going to have a look, see what it's all about. This sun though, still sunny, brilliant. Don't think I've ridden this particular track before, coming out of Longniddry. I normally just head on the road, so this is quite exciting, new and exciting. Ooh. Popular with the horses, this track, it seems. Very knobbly. So we've got a bit of road work to do again. Hopefully it's nice and quiet. Just chuckling to myself here. So I don't know how many of you guys have a Garmin head unit, but it must be somewhere along the line I've told it how fit I am or something, and it gives you this kind of virtual partner, which is just an absolute jerk to me. He just keeps writing off. Like he's left me for dust again on the old map here. Not the most friendly of partners. I'm assuming it's some kind of pace partner thing, but every ride it always says virtual partners 1 or something. It's pretty demoralizing. That guy, he needs to wait. So we're at Blindwells. Those huge earth embankments are where they're putting all the houses up. It looks like the track up the back still exists, so I'm pleased about that. We're just at the mine water treatment works. Absolutely stinks. Just sulphurous. Don't know what they've been mining back in the day around here. Coal, I guess. But yeah, that water that's coming up absolutely reeks. We'll get ourselves away from here, I think, and back up towards, where are we going now? Tranent, I think it is. Up through Tranent, back into the hills. And then maybe a bit of lunch. I'd forgotten I had to go through McMurray and along the Ironworks tramway here. I thought I was going straight up from Tranent. A little bonus. I think it's about lunchtime. It's about 12 o'clock-ish now. Been out for 4 hours or so, maybe just over. Pootling around, absolutely enjoying myself to the max in East Lothian. Really happy with this. Quick bite of lunch, and then we tackle the Carberry hill again and just pootle on back to the car, really. Not far to go at all now, actually. Good stuff. Tell you what though, carrying your lunch on your bike, that's a bit of a revelation from the old road biking days, where you carry nothing anywhere and you just persist on gels. Having a whole bag full of food, big fan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So here we are on the climb. It's about 1 kilometre long, 42 metres of ascent. It's not that bad. I just always remember it being really bad, but it's actually okay. Enjoyed that bit on the railway line. Always good to cycle along there, quite busy on a Sunday. Just watch out for that. But yeah, good. Let's get up this hill. Well, there we are everyone, we are done. Stats on the screen below as always, but a wonderful little loop that was actually. Getting out and about in East Lothian, sort of joining all the gravel trails together. Very, very much enjoyed that. Highlights would probably be the railway track from Haddington to Longniddry, did like that. And just the 2 tracks down from the hills behind Haddington, behind Carberry, they're fun as well. Just watch the speed on them. But the weather held up for us, still getting some autumnal colours, if you can see those over there. But mostly I'm just pleased that it was sunny and it wasn't raining and it wasn't windy. Slight sort of drawback on the dronage of Frank didn't get up as much as I'd perhaps like. But no, if you want to come and ride this ride, I highly recommend it as a lovely little day out. Nothing too taxing on it. I mean, it was only what, 500 meters of climbing or so, if that. So it's flat most of the way. So good stuff. I think we'll cut it off there, leave the old Dalkeith house in the background, and I will see you on the next ride. Thanks to everyone who supported me again, as always. If you want to, links in the things below for buying me a coffee, buying the routes, subscribing to all the socials, yada yada yada. Buy all the stuff, do all the things, and I will see you next time. Thanks everyone.